morning, everybody. I got my buddy Bandit here this morning. I'm sure as soon as Rocky hears me talking, he'll be here. But today, the boys and I are going to go on an adventure. And this adventure involves water. So what are we going to do, Bandit? So now Rocky's joined us. And boys, we got a big day. Oh, goodness. We got a big day because we're going to go show everybody the pond. I'm going to stand up. The boys and I are going to go down to the pond, show you guys with the amount of rain we've gotten what's going on with the pond, and also see if they might want to take a dip. Then after we get finished at the pond, I'm going to show you the boys' favorite spot, and it's not the pond. And since this is a boys' party, Arlo gets to go too. Oh goodness, boys are excited. Let's go. Even Foxy's going with us, and Foxy is a girl. That's okay. All right, so we've gotten a good bit of rain lately, more so than we have in the past few months, and especially in the past year since we've had the pond built. So Jason has mentioned time and time again that this is called a runoff pond. And what that means is we depend on the rain to fill the pond up. Well, it's doing just that. It's holding water like it should, but we have not had the amount of rain needed to fill it up to the pipe. You can see Marycarl's little kayak over there. And that's where we want the level to eventually be. Bandit, come here. But I wanted to do a quick check and show you guys. It's nasty because part of this pond has never had water in it. So with the amount of rain we've been getting, it's obviously getting muddy because it's new parts that have been exposed to the mud. So this is my experiment. I've got a meat thermometer here, and I am going to stick it in the water and tell you guys what the temperature of the water is. So it's reading 86 degrees. And while this is a big body of water compared to the swimming pool that the boys have access to, it's kind of warm. So 86 degrees is, you know, that's kind of bath water temperature. But this is not where we find the boys want to be. I'm fixing to take y'all to where they prefer to go. So Marycarl and Arlo are up ahead, while Bandit and Foxy, you can see them. That's the entrance to the trail that Mr. Greg made us so that we could drive side by side or walk and not have to deal with a lot of underbrush, and we can see the ground. One puppy dog did not come, and that is Rocky. Now, sometimes he comes, sometimes he doesn't, but today he chose to stay at home. That's okay, because Bandit seems to be the water dog. Come on, buddy. So I don't really know if there is one way that they choose to take when they come down the hidden path. I have a feeling it's not the pathway that Mr. Greg made, because sometimes we'll be down at the old barn, which is a good bit from here, and the boys will come up from the woods wet. So I don't think that they choose a certain path. I think they just get there the best way they can, depending on where they are. But you can see how clear the trail is compared to the deep, thick woods that are all around us. The floor is fairly clear. And the weeds are growing in the center where we drive the side-by-side. Doesn't knock down what's in the center, but it does on the tire trails. Bandit's so excited he can't wait. We weren't supposed to get in before I had a chance to show everybody your favorite swimming hole. I bet he'll do it again. Come on, Bandit. Y'all look at Bandit's paw prints. They look like Bigfoot. I mean, his paw print is about as big as my shoe. Oh gracious, it's a good thing I've got waterproof tennis shoes on. I thought about wearing boots. Told y'all we've had some rain, because it's not usually near this high. We have this little area here that, oh goodness, there goes Bandit. This part right here where Bandit is a good bit deeper than the rest of the spring. He's just relaxing. Bandit! And his tail floating on the top of the water. Arlo, you gonna get in, buddy? Oh, Bandit. Listen to the sound of the running water. Man, it's deep there. I don't think he can touch. But this little area right here is always a constant little waterfall, and it makes that wonderful sound of the dripping water. Bandit, Rocky's missing out. Most of the time when they come up to the house, they will both be wet. They seem to go together when they take their trips, but coming with me was another story. Rocky decided he wasn't. It's early in the morning, so he's probably not hot enough to come for a dip yet. But look at how you can see where the underground springs come into what makes a creek. See what the temperature of this water is. Guess what? The water, it went up, but the water here was 70 degrees. So 70 degrees is a lot cooler than I think it was 86 is what it was in the pond. Yeah. Arlo, get in, buddy.
He doesn't like getting wet.
So he likes to come with us, but he doesn't necessarily like to get wet. I wish, oh goodness, he just shook off all over me. I wish Rocky would have came. Look at him swimming. Marycarl, you think I can cross? All right, I'm going to attempt to cross where the little raised up areas are here. It's kind of made a little bridge, but it's not usually this high. Oh no. I definitely can't cross if he's running through. Okay, so I made it across. And I wanted to show y'all. Okay, so see how muddy this is right here? It's obviously muddy because Bandit has disturbed the water a little bit to make all the mud come around, but here's what I wanted to show y'all. Look at how crystal clear it is when you come up here. I see some fish. I don't know if I can get over here close enough without scaring them to show you, but if you look over there, they're just little tiny fish, but you can see them starting to swim around, and they feel our movement and they start to scatter. But Arlo, you gonna get in, buddy? Bandit's still over here enjoying his spa. Marycarl, let's check the temperature over here and see if it's cooler. We're going to see if we can't find a source where it comes out of the ground. All right, so temperature's 84 degrees outside the water. Okay, so I'm still at 70, but I want to find a place where it comes out underground, because this is fed by underground spring, and see how cold that water is. Look at how beautiful the stream is running through the dense, deep, dark woods. And this runs along all behind our property. We feel very fortunate to have this here, and we want to eventually try to keep the pond level where it is once it gets mostly full by using a pump to keep the level steady. But we realize at this point we can't fill the pond by the stream. That would it would take too long, and the volume of water wouldn't be big enough. So we're depending on rain to continue to fill the pond, and then we will keep the level maintained by hopefully pumping water. Look at this waterfall from this side. Isn't that beautiful? And that's always there, no matter how much rain we've gotten. It may be a small trickle, but it's there. See a few fish swimming right there. And here comes Foxy. We knew she was with us, but for some reason she disappeared, but she's back. Look how clear it is. I mean, you can see rocks on the bottom. You can see little fish swimming. And right here you can see one of the little flowing streams that obviously is fed by underground spring that leads to the bigger body of water. Well, what we're trying to find is a place where it comes out of the ground. And here's another deeper, bigger body of water. And it kind of splits right here. Some of it goes that way, some of it goes this way. All right, so we found what we were searching for, and that is a place where the spring comes out from underground. And I'm gonna go down here, check the temperature of it, see how cold it is coming out of the ground versus once it gets to air temperature. So we're at 81 now. Wow, that's cool. It's about the same. It's actually 73. It feels cold. It feels a lot colder than what's in the... Okay, so while I was wrong, it's 73 degrees where it comes out of the ground, but it feels really cold. And let me show you how clear it is when it comes straight out of the ground. Look at that. And it's simply just a hole in the ground where the water starts seeping from. And these are all over our property. It's just an underground spring, and that's what feeds this creek. And it changes constantly. While we've had a lot of rain, we thought we could go to where we knew one was, and it wasn't there anymore because new ones constantly pop up. And back behind where this one comes out, you can see there's water there as well. So this isn't an origin of where it comes out. This is just another spring head. There's all kind of different ferns and moss and grass that grow in this moist environment. I don't know if you can see on camera how tiny these mushrooms are. Look at it compared to Marycarl's hand. I mean, they're in the shape of a typical mushroom that you would think about, and they're all over this tree.
Bigger ones.
Wow, aren't they cute? And Foxy has rejoined us. Arlo, did you have fun, buddy? I know you did, but you're a dirty boy now. So now you know where the boys' favorite hiding spot is. I'm gonna go back in to the air conditioner. Since I don't tend to come out here and wallow around in a cool stream like the boys do. And I'm gonna freeze dry something. So y'all come with me and see what it is. Do y'all know what these are? It's an onion. And guess what I'm fixing to do? I'm fixing to freeze dry them. Because if you guys are like me, then onions are used in just about everything you cook. And today I plan to make my onions last 25 years. So how am I gonna do that? I'm gonna slice my onions onto my freeze dryer trays and pop them in the freeze dryer. And them being in slices, I can in turn use them diced, grind them for onion powder, or any way that I want them. So, y'all come with me as I try to freeze dry some onions. All right, so my plan is to slice them fairly thin. And reason being, when I dice them, this is how I like them. So when I in turn go to use them, they're gonna be just the way I want them. If I wanna grind them as powder, that'll be fine too. All right, y'all, I got tears in my eyes, but it's because I'm so excited to have these onions that my wonderful husband grew in his garden. Well, that's not really why I'm crying. I'm crying from cutting onions, but seriously, look how beautiful they are. And Jason grew these from teeny tiny seeds. At first, he was very intimidated by growing onions, but now look at us. I mean, I got oodles of onions. And a lot of them we're gonna keep whole because if they are stored in a cool, dry place, they'll last us a very long time as is. But I am going to freeze dry these to try to see what they end up like. All right, let's get these in the freeze dryer and see what happens. Boy, it smells like a big onion in here. Can't imagine what it's gonna smell like once they get done. And just wanted to let you guys know that I'm not gonna be doing a taste test when these come out because I don't think that a freeze-dried onion alone would be very good. So we'll figure out how to make this work, but y'all gotta stay tuned because you wanna know how this turns out. All right, there we go. Let's see how they turn out. So the onions are finished. Gotta open the valve. All right, let's see how our onions turned out. Ooh, they look like onions. They smell like onions.
They don't feel like onions though.
They don't?
No.
Well, guess what?
What's that?
I'll get you to taste it and see if it tastes like an onion.
Okay. I'll do that. Me and Holly.
All right.
We'll do that.
I did not warm the trays, so they're very cold. So let me see what I think. Oh my gracious. Not at all what I thought. I mean, I freeze dried enough that you would think I would know what it was gonna be like.
You try it. Whew.
Intense.
Very.
So, I don't know about y'all, but there are times when I am prepared to make a recipe and I find that I don't have an onion. So, while we grew our own onions and we have an abundance of onions, I still am going to enjoy knowing that there are onions in my pantry. And I'm gonna store these in I'm gonna just use a Ziploc bag because when I run out of my onions that I have to slice, I can just grab my Ziploc bag and off the pantry counter and use these. if I put these in a sealed Mylar bag that's sold by Harvest Right, I could put these onions on my shelf in my pantry for 25 years. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And we're thinking about running them through like we got a extra coffee grinder that we use for other things besides coffee. And we're thinking about grinding these up and making onion powder too.
Yeah, I think our possibilities are endless. I could, you know, if I want to use it in a recipe that's chopped onions, it'll be very easy for me to in turn make these into smaller pieces.
I wonder if it'll make you cry.
I don't know.
Since they've been freeze dried.
That's a good question. Because they sure smell like an onion.
It smells like onion. What makes it so intense is there's no water content in it anymore. So that flavor is just very, very intense. So when you reconstitute it, it'll be back like a normal onion flavor. And if you are interested in a Harvest Right freeze dryer, check out the link down below, or you can always go to our website. And if you do use our link, we do get a small commission and no extra cost to you guys, and it does help our farm out a lot.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the freeze-dried onions, because I know I did. Be sure to like, comment, and share all of our content. It does help us, and we appreciate each and every one of you.